Salutations, everybody. Welcome back. In today's video, I want to talk about how Spotify is getting worse and worse and worse. And so worse, in fact, so bad, in fact, that I had to switch over to Apple Music. And here's why. So I've been using Spotify since 2016. So that's 8 years now. And I've been an extremely thorough user. I have 84 playlists in Spotify and I use it like every day. So there's some key issues I want to go through. First off is the bugginess. That's the main thing that made me switch to Apple Music. I had a prompt for like a journal we had to do like every week in English class last semester in college, or actually like a year ago in college. And the prompt was like, what is the worst experience you've had? And I wrote over like 1,000 words about how the worst experience I've had is Spotify, and I just wrote like every single like bug I've had with it. It was just nonstop on all my devices, on my Android phone, on my Apple iPad, on my Windows laptop. It doesn't matter what device it was on, didn't matter how powerful it was, just super buggy. And it didn't used to be that way. When I first started using 2016, I didn't have any bugs, and for a few years it was great. I think like after the pandemic, I started noticing it getting buggier. I don't know what they did to their quality assurance team. I don't know if they're still existing at Spotify, but they've been missing in action from what I can tell, because the app is just, it falls in disarray, and then you update the app and you think, oh, the update's going to fix stuff. Nope, it only brings more and more issues. So, yeah, I couldn't stand it. It had issues playing the downloaded songs offline. I like to download all my music, so I don't have to deal with like, internet connection, whatever. And it just has issues playing download songs and wants you to be on internet for no reason. I already have them downloaded. Got to like restart the app several times. So that was a major thing. And then the terrible smart shuffle. When you hit the shuffle button, at first it's not shuffle, it's smart shuffle, where it like puts in random songs that it thinks you'll like. But I don't ever want to use that. I just want to listen to songs that I've picked in the playlist. And so you have to tap the shuffle button again to get to the real shuffle, not the dumb smart shuffle. And there's no option to disable it. Every time you press the shuffle button first, when you're not shuffling, you have to press it again to get to the real shuffle. And then it can be really glitchy and laggy. Like it'll show you that it's on the normal shuffle, but it's actually still on the smart shuffle. You have to like turn the screen off and then turn it back on, and then go into the app, and then it'll have changed, and just a bunch of weird stuff. Like literally in the car, I had to keep my screen on the phone on Spotify because I didn't trust it with the screen off. Just absolute disaster. Like, why can't they at least give me the option to turn off so I don't have to deal with this crap every day? But no, they don't give options. And that is a problem with things like a lot of apps and games, is that they give too little options and too much. It's better to have too much options than too little. It's a lot of like streaming services and basic apps like YouTube, that kind of stuff. I feel like they could give you way more options about how you want the app to be, but they just don't. And so when they make a change, they have to kind of make that change thing about everybody, but you're never going to please everybody. So give options for the user. But anyways, I could make a different video about that. But yeah, that the download song's not playing, and begging for internet connection when I shouldn't need it, and this terrible smart shuffle, the major bug issues. But there's plenty more that I wrote in like that 1,000-word journal prompts for college that I'm not going to go into all today, because I think you get the point now. The bugs were insane. And then the sound quality, it's not like bad. I don't think most people have an issue with it, but it is a bit compressed. And we've been hearing for years now, at least as far back as 2019, Spotify, every once in a while, they'll just be like, oh yeah, we're getting around to bringing higher quality playback in Spotify. You already have to be premium to get like the higher quality options, but there's not that high quality compared to other music services like Apple Music, like Tidal, like what's that over? Is it called like Deezer, I think? Is that what it's called? But so out of music streaming services, Spotify has the worst, I think. And again, it's not bad, but it definitely could be better, especially in the year 2024. It's never really improved over the years when all the other music services have improved their quality. And again, they keep teasing that they're going to bring it, but for a higher plan. If they do bring it, they're going to make you pay more for it, which is dumb. Just keep Spotify free and Spotify premium. I don't want tiers of premium. That's stupid. That's how customers get price gouged, and you get less for more. That's not what I want. So yeah, that's disappointing. And they still haven't done it. Like, I don't think they will. I think they just keep saying it to get people stolen interest in Spotify. Like, if people are thinking about switching, they might hear that Spotify is bringing the higher quality music soon, and they'll be like, okay, maybe I'll just hold out for a little bit longer, and that's why they keep like teasing it. But I don't know if they're ever going to actually do it. I don't know why it's so hard when all the other music services have done it, no problem. And then bad direction. So there's some other things about the app that I don't like where it's going and what it's trying to be. Like the layout, there's a bunch of like TikTok inspired stuff in it because, every app wants to be TikTok now. Even though it doesn't have to be, just be your own thing, right? You don't have to be TikTok. That's something separate. But all this like TikTok stuff, garbage all throughout the app that I don't want to see. I wish I could turn off, but I can't. And it's just trying to be everything. Like they got podcasts now and all this crazy stuff. I think they have music videos too. Or wait, no, they might not have music videos, but they have all this other stuff trying to be. And I get it, but I mean at the same time, like, can you put like different apps? I think they have a few different apps, but they're not the majority of the stuff. They're just trying to cram into this one Spotify app, which it becomes too much. I just want you to be a music player, and that's it. And then the price increases. The prices keep going up and up and up. While I feel like the user experience keeps going down. So again, less for more, and I'll get into the prices compared to Apple Music a little bit later, very shortly. But yeah, that's overall why Spotify's bad. Why I decided to switch to Apple Music. I've been on Apple Music for a few days now, and I think I'm going to stick for a long time because I think it's the best option for me. And here's why. So Apple Music, I haven't really had any bugs with it at all. It just works, and that's what it should do, right? Thank goodness. You think Spotify and Apple are both humongous companies. Again, and Spotify used to work just fine when I first got it, but like it has deteriorated to where it's so unusable. Like I past like few years, I have not been able to recommend Spotify to people. Like as a Spotify user myself, if someone was like, "What music service should I get?" Like I don't know what I would tell them back then, a few years ago, because I didn't research an Apple Music on stuff. But I definitely wouldn't say get on Spotify like I used to. So just the no bugs in Apple Music is so nice. I can just play a song and it works and everything right as it should. So that makes me happy. High quality sound. Apple Music has been pushing at high quality sound the past few years, like lossless audio or whatever. And they even have this like high res lossless audio where if you have like the right super high end audio equipment, you can squeeze even more audio quality out of it that most people don't have, like 99% of people don't have. But they're still pushing it anyways, which I think is great. And I'm starting to lose my voice already. And while it's not like a humongous improvement, I can tell it's a bit there. You're not going to notice it if you're just playing it out of your phone speaker. If you have like budget headphones, earbuds, you're not going to notice it. But if you have higher end headphones, there is a bit of a difference to be heard. It just sounds a little bit crisper, a little bit clearer, a little bit more punchier. I like it. It's nice to have. And it's just nice to see them like continuing to improve the service while Spotify is either not improving the service in departments like music quality or making the service worse when it comes to like bugginess and stuff like that and overall app usability. And technically there's more songs on Apple Music than Spotify. I think Spotify has like 80 or 90 million and Apple has like over 100 million. So, and I said technically because I don't think you're going to notice. It really seems to be about the same. But I don't know, maybe if you have some super niche music genre, you might notice it. I don't know. So far, I haven't really noticed a difference. All the songs that I've had on Spotify have been on Apple Music, which is fantastic. Even super small bands that like have just one album and 0 followers, and like I'm the only person that listens to them, they're on Apple Music. It seems, I guess, when bands get their stuff uploaded on streaming services, they do Spotify and Apple. There's not really much exclusivity. Like either one artist is only going to be on Spotify or they're only going to be on Apple. Luckily for consumers, everybody seems to be on all the platforms they possibly can go onto, which is great for us. So that's been super nice. There hasn't been a single band where, they have had an album missing or something like that, where they have like something on Spotify but it's on Apple Music. I have not had that issue at all, which is super surprising. And Apple Music is cheaper. So Spotify, it keeps going up. The prices have been increasing. I haven't been like following Apple increases, but I just know as of right now, Apple is cheaper than Spotify. So Spotify individual premium plan is $12 a month. They just increased it. It's $12 a month now. Apple is $11 a month for the individual. Spotify family is $20 a month, while Apple is $17 a month. So Apple will save you money. And Apple Music, it's only getting better. I think when they first launched it, I'm pretty sure there wasn't many songs as Spotify, but over the years, they've really made it better. They have the nice higher quality sound, audio, and everything. The lyrics I think are better than Spotify too. Spotify kind of has like a lot of times like AI generated lyrics, and sometimes they're just kind of off and just really weird looking. Apple ones, the much more accurate, and like they sometimes certain songs they sync it so well, like literally the exact like frame and the word that they're saying is like lined up with the lyric timing on your screen that you're seeing. Like you'll know what I mean when you see it. It's insane. Not all songs, but some of them. It's super impressive how accurate and just perfectly timed the lyrics are to what you're hearing. So that's really nice. And them pushing the audio and everything, and they're only going to get more and more music, and hopefully the app will get better, because that's probably my biggest complaint of Apple Music is the UI is bad. I think Spotify's UI is not perfect, but it's much better than Apple. Apple just has a lot of like head scratching UI decisions about why stuff is laid out and placed in certain areas and ways. It's kind of hard to use. It's not super intuitive at all. So like when you click on a song and like the options of what to do with that song, just the stuff it gives you is really weird. I don't know why it gives you certain options, not other options at certain times and certain parts of the app. The playlist covers, like Spotify, when you make a new playlist with an artist, it'll put the cover of the first song that you put in the playlist as the cover of the playlist. And then once you get like 4 different album covers in there, like 4 different songs that have different album covers, it'll just put like a collage of like 1, 2, or let me do it the way it faces the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It lays it out that way. So you just get 4 album art covers right there. And you can edit the art if you want to. But Apple Music, it just puts this like a color, just a really blurry color, just one color, and just white text with the name of the band. No album artwork or anything. So when you're looking through your playlist, you're just kind of reading text. You're not really able to look at pictures, which it makes it harder, especially someone like me who has like 84 playlists, I think. Pages for artists, like when you go to the artist's profile, the layout is a little bit weird. Some of them have really nice pictures, but a lot of them don't have the pictures, and it just seems kind of weird. I don't really feel like I'm getting the whole picture, like the whole view of the artist's profile, their page. I'm looking at it, even though it just feels like something's missing and lacking. Like, I don't know. You kind of got to see it to experience it, but Spotify doesn't have that issue. So just weird UI stuff like that. Album artwork changing, I think that is a bit of a bug. Like, I had a Children of Bodom playlist where like on the what's that, the 2003 album Hate Crew Death Roll, I think that's the name of it, the like reddish orange one with like the Reaper with the siphon, like the city, and they got needled 24/7 on it. So that album, there's like on Spotify too, it has like a crappy version of the artwork album uploaded there, and then there's like the album's uploaded with like a nicer color looking artwork where the colors just change a little bit but look nicer. And so when I converted my Spotify playlist to Apple Music, which I'll talk about how I did later, it gave me the artwork of like the crappier looking version of the album that's uploaded on the streaming services and not the higher quality one. So when I manually deleted the songs and added the higher quality version of them with the better artwork on them, even though I added those versions, still on the playlist, it still shows the crappier version of the artwork. So the song is the same, but it's just showing the incorrect artwork, even though I manually added the correct artwork. So just, that is a bit of a bug, I think. Not really so much of a bad UI thing, but I guess you could call it bad UI, but that is a bit annoying. And also the Windows app is kind of bad too. Like, it's parts of it just don't function at all. Like, you right click on the player and just like nothing happens, and just I have to do stuff on the iPad because there's just some stuff you just can't do in the Windows app. It's weird. They don't have great parity there. So there are things to improve, especially when it comes to the UI of Apple Music. But overall, I think it's much better than Spotify. I'm having a better experience. I like where it's going in the future, the stuff they're trying to do with it. I think it's only going to get better, while Spotify is obviously only getting worse. And to switch all my Spotify stuff over to Apple, there's a bunch of different apps you can use. I got this one I saw online called Playlisty, and it costs like $3 to do. But I did it. It did a pretty good job. I have like a whole bunch of playlists, and it actually, it does a perfect job with smaller artists, like even artists with like no followers and just one album. It does a perfect job. The point where it struggled was like with bigger artists where they have like multiple versions of the songs, like multiple versions of the albums uploaded on their page. And sometimes they'll put like the wrong version of the song. They'll put in the live version of the song instead of the normal studio version of the song or whatever. Or put in like a version of a song from like, instead of the remastered version, which I had on Spotify, I'll put in like the original recording of it. So with big artists like Iron Maiden and I think Dragon Force had struggled a bit, and like 80s bands that have remasters and stuff, it struggled with them a little bit. So I still have to go into the Iron Maiden playlist and fix all that. But I think for most people, they probably won't have any issues. And because I think I am in the minority with this issue because I have a lot of playlists, so that the chance of stuff messing up is going to go up much more than it is for other people, because I don't think other people have 84 playlists. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave in the comments how many playlists you have. I'd like to hear that. I think that'd be interesting. But I think for most people, it'll work better than it did for me. And it had options like, how do you want us to find and make the same playlist for you? So I picked like overall. It just gave me like an overall option. But there's another option which I would like to try, which would be like match the album artwork. I think maybe that might be a little bit better fit. So I recommend if you use the app Playlisty and it asks you like, how do you want to convert the playlist? Like what kind of like algorithm do you want to use to find the best matches? I tried overall, but try using matching the album artwork and let me see how it goes for you. So yeah, I mean, that's why overall, I think that's why Apple Music is better than Spotify. I'm happy with it right now. And I think I'll be with Apple Music for a while. That's really just of it. And Spotify, the reason why it's getting worse is because like Spotify as a company, their music service, Spotify, that's really their only product. Apple, Apple makes everything. They made this tablet right here that I'm holding in my hands. They have so many different revenue streams than just their music service, while Spotify is just a music service. So, and then, when these companies exist in a capitalist economy in the United States, they have shareholders and stakeholders and everything, and they have like stocks invested in the company and big shares, and they're invested in the company financially for profits. They want to get back a gain on what they put into the company. And so the company's profits have to keep increasing, every fiscal quarter and every fiscal year. Otherwise, investors are not going to be happy and the company's going to lose funding from them. But so Spotify has to keep doing things to squeak more profits out of their product, their one product, which is Spotify. Apple, they can, they don't have to have super high profit margins on Apple Music. They can get that elsewhere in all their products that they make, right? So they're not as hard pressed to make their streaming service as financially profitable as possible. So I think they can put a little bit more effort in, ensuring the quality of it and drawing people in that way, instead of just short-term chasing profits that are going to end up destroying the product in the long term, like what's going on with Spotify right now. So that's just the whole general situation with Spotify and Apple Music right now. So let me know what you think. Do you use Spotify? Do you use Apple Music? Do you use something else? I'd like to hear if you use like Tidal, or I think the Deezer the other one's called, with like this super duper high quality music. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What streaming service do you use? Are you thinking about switching? Do you hate Spotify? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.